Hi, I'm Rob with We Keep You Cycling, and today, 3 great women-specific saddles from Selle Italia. We have the Diva Gel Flow, the Lady Gel Flow, and the SLR Lady Gel Flow. All 3 of these saddles are specifically intended to provide slightly different features, but all with a women-specific mindset. The Diva Gel Flow. The Diva is in the middle on the amounts of padding of these 3 saddles. It provides a very large cutout that starts just behind the nose and goes almost all the way to the rear. The gel in the name is indicative of differentiating thickness gel inserts inside the saddle. And so this allows them to place more gel towards the sit bones and less gel in other areas of the saddle. You'll notice that the nose is not quite as soft as where your sit bones sit. Flipping the saddle over reveals a 10% carbon shell mated to Vanox rails. Vanox rails help reduce road vibration and are compatible with all types of seat posts as they are round. Next up, the Lady Gel Flow. It's very similar to the Diva Gel Flow. What's most noticeably different is the size of the cutout. It's slightly smaller, and the amount of padding is increased. Otherwise, the saddles are very similar in width and shape. You just pick up more padding and you have a slightly narrower cutout along the center. Flipping the saddle over, there's a couple changes made underneath. Instead of a 10% carbon composite shell as found on the Diva Gel Flow, you have a nylon shell. And the rails are slightly different. In the ride, hard to tell whether you'll notice the difference between the rails. The top difference between padding and cutout will likely be the most noticeable for you. On the lighter side of the 3, you have the SLR Lady Gel Flow. Selle Italia has attempted to take all the hallmark characteristics of their minimalist SLR shape and made it female specific. So it's slightly wider than the male version. It has a very large cutout for the SLR shape, and it's a little light on the padding. It still uses gel padding, but it's of the lightest of the 3. Flipping the saddle over reveals the same 30% carbon shell material as found on the male version and round Vanox rails, interestingly enough, the same rails used on the Diva Gel Flow. If you're having trouble determining which saddle is for you, keep in mind the SLR Lady Gel Flow is a minimalist design. It's low on the padding, so the padding is not going to compensate for sit bone discomfort. It will pick up soft tissue relief. If you're looking for a little bit more padding than the SLR, the Diva is the option. With almost exactly the same measurements on the cutout, the Diva has substantially more padding to relieve sit bone discomfort and provide a slightly more comfortable ride. If you're looking for more padding than the Diva Gel Flow, that's the Lady. The Lady has approximately 10 to 15% more padding, so it has even more sit bone relief without getting squishy. So you'll see that it's got a little bit of give to it, but not so much that it's going to cause problems. The trade-off is, of course, the cutout is slightly smaller, so the soft tissue relief is traded off in favor of additional padding. A nice touch is that all 3 of these saddles are finished in genuine leather, and as I mentioned earlier, they all feature round rails, so there's no issues on seat post compatibility. I'm Rob with We Keep You Cycling, and these are Selle Italia's 3 best lady saddles: the Diva Gel Flow, the SLR Lady Gel Flow, and the Lady Gel Flow. If you have any questions about these saddles or any of the saddles we carry, drop us a line or email us info@wekeepyoucycling.com.